Okay, you guys, welcome to your team call. So, tonight I want to talk to you guys about kind of a variety of things. Um, but everything is in line with the pivot. We've talked a lot about this, and I think all of you were on the big team call when we talked about just having a very peaceful pivot. So, what I've learned in the last well, we're all like decorated officers here of like 3 weeks in the business. So, like, we're going strong. But like in the last week, 24, 48 hours, I've really had a gut check about some of the things that I've done as a leader in body that I'm learning I need to change. And so, all of you are, owners of your own business, and you can decide exactly how you want to run your business, what you want to participate in, and how you want to, keep your house clean, essentially. Um, it's up to you. You guys get to make the rules. And so this is where I'm at. So one of the first changes was being timely, starting every team call on time, and not gonna, sit around and wait. I need people to understand that if you're not on time, you will miss it. And please do not ask me for a replay later. I will record the team calls. Obviously, like if people miss it, have like emergency situations, like I understand. Like we all have kids, we all have life, like life happens. I totally understand. But don't just miss it or oversleep or like fall asleep and then like be like, "Hey, can you like re-explain this to me later?" Um, that's just like being respectful of my time, and then starting timely is just me being respectful of yours. So that just some housekeeping things. So um also I've realized that being a leader, coming from body, feeling like a leader, and then, trying to step into a leadership role for everybody here, even though everybody on this call is a leader. Now for Shackley, I'm realizing that being a leader doesn't mean that I like really know what I'm doing. And I think he put it best. I don't know if it was like in a group or in a text or what, but she said she's a student. And that's how I feel. I feel like I'm not only a student like in the company itself with like the products and things like that, but I'm also a student in the business because as you all know, I have switched mentors. And when I tell you it's night and day, it's night and day. And it's not one way is right and way is wrong. It's just two very different styles. And so what I have stepped into is um it's kind of, do you guys remember the energy bus training when I said like you're going to invite people and then you're not going to sit around and wait for them at the bus stop? You're just going to keep going to the next one, and if they're ready when you loop back around, great, they can get on. Well, it's kind of like that, but not for customers. It's kind of like that, but for like the business team builders or ambassadors or, affiliates, however you want to do this business. It's like that. And so that has been an adjustment for me. It's kind of like, this is what we're doing. This is our team call. These are our groups. And if you want to be a part of it, great, jump in. If not, like, we're not, we're not waiting for you. And so I had a gut check today that I want to share with you guys about how we run our groups. And it was a gut check for me because, show of hands, if you're on this call, how many of you are used to running monthly groups, right? And your hand should be up. Monthly groups. We run monthly groups. Like we recruit for October, and then during October we're recruiting for November. And then, we're doing November and we're recruiting for December, right? That's what I mean is like we kind of do it like that. Well, I'll just be very transparent with you guys. So today I was in like the team chat for Jamie's PS coaches and or coaches, I don't know what to call it, ambassadors. And she was like, anyone have any, ideas for our next group? And I was like, well, what about like an energy and rest group? Like two of the things I've been loving is like the energy gummies, like the cheer up and chill out, and then or like the energize, and then like the I call R&R tea, the rest and rewind tea or whatever. And they were like, love it, love it. Like, it's great. Let's do it. And it was like everybody just like full steam ahead. And then here's where it was like my head spun around backwards. They were like, okay, when do you want to start it? November 11 or November 18? And I was like, must be a typo. That must be a typo because we're already running a November group. And I very vocally spoke up and was a little bit embarrassed later because I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we need to run this group in December because I think overlapping two groups is going to be confusing and overwhelming, not only for the people running it, but for the people in it. And if we can give everybody in our November group, our vitamin group, a really good experience, they're more likely to want to do December with us, right? All of that sounds like logical to me, right? And I laid it out and I was like, I even called Derek and I was like, there's no way that anyone can disagree with me, right? There's no way that like they're gonna come back and be like, no, right? Because it makes sense. Like all of these are valid points and like what kind of insane person runs overlapping groups, right? Like in my head, I really thought that. And so I got this response back that was humbling for me because number one, it showed me I have so much to learn. And number two, it sure as heck made a lot of sense. And then I cried about it. I'm gonna be my period in like 2 days, but I'm just like, this is so much to learn, a new style of leadership. Okay. So here was the explanation that I got. Jamie said, for years and years and years, I have, for almost my entire body history until very recently, I have set a deadline and then gone extended past that deadline and allowed people in. So if you say like Monday at midnight is a deadline for the November group because you need a full week for your stuff to come, but then you let people trickle in through the week, people know that your boundaries are not solid. And you've taken that FOMO away, right? That fear of missing out. So if you say for 3 weeks, you're promoting this vitamin group, right? Because that's about as long as we've all been doing this, 3 weeks. You're promoting this group. And you say the deadline is Monday, the 28th at midnight. And somebody reaches out to you Wednesday and says, hey, I missed the deadline. Can I join? She's like, that's where I had to make the shift. Unfortunately, the enrollment is closed. Like, if somebody has a card out and they complete it, there's not much you're going to do about that, right? But if somebody comes to you and says, "Oh my God, I miss the deadline," or so sorry, I had this thing happen. It's like, well, unfortunately, the deadline is closed, but I have this other group that starts in 10 days or this other group that starts in 2 weeks. Do you want to get in on that one? And I was like, it was like an aha moment for me. Okay, I understand. She's like, what I'm not going to do is say, but my next group is December 2nd, and then make them wait a full month. She's like, when my team shot from a good team to a top 10 team, I, like in the body world, I started offering multiple opportunities every month. And she's like, it doesn't have to be month-long groups. It can be like, so for this like cheer up and chill out, like RRT group, 2 weeks. Like it's like a 2 week group to end November to like launch people into December. And then we might just do it all over again. So for the people like, and apparently, and I'm saying apparently because like this is brand new waters for me, for all of us, really. Like people are loving the short commitments. And I don't know why I was so bent out of shape about this because I'm already taking the gummies and I'm already drinking the tea before bed. I'm like, what am I tripping about? I'm already doing it. Like, what is so stressful to me? But it was like, I think that Enneagram 8 in me, like Amanda Heat, you guys understand, it's like that changes like I just feel like, and I texted Jamie and I said, I feel like I'm being dragged behind a car. That's what I said. I look back and I'm like, oh my God. I said, sometimes I feel like I'm doing this business and I'm on top of the world. And sometimes I feel like you're dragging me behind a car because it's like change, 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 change. And she's like, babe, we're 3 weeks in. You're doing just fine. And I'm like, well, I need some time to process because everything I felt like I just learned, which I felt like was my forte, running groups for women is different. And I think we need to move forward different. And I did not join a different mentor to stay the same. So, with that being said, we will be running a new November group, another November group. And I think the start date is going to be the 18th. So immediately I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on the cleanse because we have a group doing it from the 17th to the 23rd. But as I've processed this, that's okay. We can do our cleanse and we can still take a gummy and drink a tea before bed. Like it's okay. And the wonderful thing is we have multiple things to invite to. Like Ange is always on it. She's like, what are we inviting to next? She's like very type A. She needs her list. And now she's got options, right? Like you're very organized. Like, okay, here are the options for what we have going on. If you are like the focus, right, is going to be honing in on that adrenal, lowering those cortisol levels, that stress hormone, right? Going into the holidays. It's as easy as taking a gummy and having tea before bed. Women will do it. They will love it. And here's the fun part. Hi, sweet pea. Let me share my screen. And this was all like brand new. They just put this stuff up. And it was like even after we talked about this. So can you guys see my screen? This is like the SHAKLEE storefront holiday gift sets right here. If you just go see all, the good vibe set right there. It's 58 bucks. They get a little gift bag, they get the gummy, and they get the tea. It's 58 bucks. You want to be in this stress group that's gonna, and here's how we're gonna market it. And I know Heat said she might be making graphics, but also Jamie's like, I already sent out a request for 3 graphics from my hired, I don't know. And then she's like, I'll send them to you guys and you can send them to your teams or whatever. So it's like, okay, wonderful. Like we have that we have those resources that we can use. And so what I love is that it's like it's 58 bucks, right? People will pay 58 bucks for the group, for the accountability, for the free resources, so during this group, I just wanted to show you where to find that, you guys. But during this group, we're going to have people coming live talking about, and Heat, you're going to love this, all the things that happen when you reduce your cortisol. And we might even just see if we can get you in the lineup for that, because that's not my forte, but that's your forte. And I don't know how that will work because I know it's like all Jamie's PSs, but if I can just be like, hey, she has value, because really, as you know, you lower your cortisol, things that you couldn't do before, like maybe drop certain weight or lose that inflammation, things that women struggle with, like cortisol impacts all of that. So if we can get people's levels down by reducing their stress with a simple gummy or a tea or something at night, then we will. So here's the really fun part is we're going to make it a 2-week group, and people like Heat, like I need to start wearing my watch, but she has like the ring, and a couple other girls have like this ring that tracks like their sleep. And a couple of them have started taking the gummy and the tea, and they've seen their sleep scores are amazing. And so they can show history versus when they started taking it. And so we're going to take these testimonies and we're going to use them as our marketing for the next 2-week group. And so we're going to have all these real-time, real life, like, look at this, look at this, look at this. You know what I mean? And so we're putting these all in a folder and it will just be like, here's marketing. It's like a 2-week group. It's not like, oh, you missed it, so you have to wait till the next month. We're going to do it again we're going to do it again in 2 weeks if it goes great. The vitamin group has been popular. Maybe we do this again in January. I don't know. Like maybe we do another one in December for 2 weeks or something. So anyways, my point is that we're pivoting. And if you feel overwhelmed by the idea of running multiple things at once, just know I also feel overwhelmed by it. And it's going to take some getting used to. But the one thing that I know for sure is that every single person on this team has said, I'm obsessed that I can reach more women. There's more products, there's more opportunity. Like Amber's taking off with her makeup. Like that's not something that I can like talk about, but she can. And like those are the opportunities that like she can reach so many more people. You know what I mean? So if we continue to offer a variety of different groups, we're not just going to get stuck in a rut of, well, these people didn't want it. Maybe they wanted this. Maybe people don't like taking pills. Maybe people don't like taking vitamins, but they like taking a gummy because it tastes like a gusher, you know? Like I would be one of those people. So, um, a couple of things that are coming up on top of that, so there's a director call. So if you fill in your rings, you hit director the first and third Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., there will be a call with Melanie Mitchell, who is Jamie's upline. Um, yes, exactly. I sometimes I wish I had your personality where you're like, yeah, that totally makes sense. I'm on board. It took me all day. It took me all day to get there. And I am embarrassed to admit it, but that is so real. It took me all day. And I was very emotional about it because I felt like I didn't know anything. And like I'm supposed to be a leader and I can't even handle running one more than one group. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for being so adaptable because your girl needs time. Anyways, a few things coming your way. So Melanie will share more detail about this, which of course I know is shooting for director by the end of the day, by midnight, to get on this call tomorrow with Melanie. So everybody root for her, cheer her on. It's a big deal. So Melanie is going to be talking about two things that she's doing, and we can take this for what it is and do it the same way. We can make it our own. One of them is Black Friday ideas, which we love. We know people cream over a good Black Friday sale. We know it. We love it. Her idea, and of course, many of us like we work weekends, holiday. Like, I mean, our boundaries aren't as maybe strong, but she was like, I'm gonna run Black Friday ideas that do not have me working Black Friday. So I think her idea is to do a Black Friday sale prior to Black Friday. So yet another idea of something that we'll be doing during November. So gear up, babies, because we are gonna be busy. Another one that I'm excited about, and I think everyone on this call will be excited about, is 21 days of giveaways in December. So more direction on that. We can each run them in our own community groups. It could be something simple as like a thing of collagen a day, a couple of things of Energize, like just something to give away, $5 to Starbucks, like simple stuff. I love the idea. I have no idea how to run a 21 days of giveaway group, but she's going to provide direction on how she would run it. And I think he has done that in the past. And so we can all kind of put our noggins together and come up with new ideas. And the last one that I'm really excited about is called Cash for Christmas. And what this is essentially a, a group that's going to bring on new ambassadors to help them make money to afford Christmas. So it's going to be like a business recruitment group, is what I've gathered. Again, more information on that to come tomorrow on how it's going to be run. But I know she did one last year for a body and it was very successful. So I'm really excited to learn how she's going to do this. And you guys know, like, it's $49 to enroll as an ambassador, so anyone can do it. And we can help people make more money for Christmas for their families. So I love that group idea. I never would have thought about of it. So with all that being said, I think that's all my notes. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts, or like, do you guys feel excited about this? Do you feel overwhelmed by this? How's everyone feeling?
I love the hard deadline because we've always been like that, right? I literally just posted on my stories today. I'm extending the enrollment date. Like I literally just did that today because I had people waiting like for payday. And now I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do that tomorrow. It's closed.
Yeah.
I love the idea of every 2 weeks because it does. It gives people that were having that FOMO another chance to jump in, but the max they have to wait is only 2 weeks versus
Right.
losing them in a month time. And I feel like you can stack all these groups on top of each other as well, though,
Yeah.
right? Like we're doing that vitamin starting November, that goes for the whole month.
Right.
But we can ideally hit those same people for three different groups, right? The November
Right.
group, the cleanse group,
The cleanse group. Like
and then
Jamie's
the
cleanse
R
group
and
is
R.
starting Monday. The
Yeah, and
same
then
day
like
the vitamin group is starting.
the chill R&R, so they could do all three of those groups at the same time.
Yep.
I love it.
And some, like, even though we might all be doing them at the same time, like, we're still going to be doing the vitamin group and then start the cleanse on the 17th or whatever. Heat's not doing hers. She's doing hers in December, but, by then we'll probably be in 16 other groups that we're running. So, I
Mhm.
mean, we're just gonna, but at the end of the day, we're all loaded up on all this stuff at home, anyways, experimenting, having fun. So, that's the headspace I need to stay in is that it's not another obligation, it's another opportunity. And that is where I need to keep it in gratitude. Like, have fun with it. Don't be, so overwhelmed with it because that was my very initial response was like, oh my God, I don't know what I've gotten myself into. These women are just insane business leaders and I am drowning. But I will keep up and we will all keep up. Um, and the other thing too is like, if we are inviting to a new group and then we have like another one starting in another week or two, the people who aren't interested in the first group, have you ever noticed that like when you start promoting in your stories and then by the end of the month your views go way down because people are just tired. They don't want to do it. They're not gonna do it. They know what you're talking about, but if you're constantly switching it up, like that's something I've been thinking about today is like people will be more tuned in for something new. So, I'm excited about it. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? Good? Amanda, do you have questions? You always have questions.
I don't have questions. I'm just processing it. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean it makes complete sense, kind of like what you said, like it's a light
Yeah.
bulb. Like, why weren't we thinking of doing this
Right.
before? But it's like it's so much. And I
So,
feel like every time I think I got like a grip on something, it's like things change again, which is great, but it's just overwhelming to me because I'm a slow processor.
yes. And I can resonate with that. So here's the other thing that I want to offer an option for. And this is what Jamie does. Again, I'm learning so much. So we have our main chat, like we have our Shackley chat, okay? Well, this morning when the idea took off and kind of we weren't in agreement with it, she was like, "Well, I personally need something else to be inviting to for November, and I can't wait a full month to offer something to people. So I'm going to be creating a new chat for the Cheer Up and Chill Out group, and if you want access at any time, you're welcome. Enter the chat here if you're welcome." And she posted like a enter chat thing. And I was like, if I don't enter, I'm not going to see how she runs it. And then I'm gonna have fucking FOMO. You know that emoji with like the flatline eyes and the flatline mouth where it's like, I sent that and I was like, after arguing all morning about how it should be in December, I was like, I was so mad. But then, but I'm in it and it's taking off. So the people who are like, nope, I'm not doing this. This is not my jam. I don't really want any part of this. They didn't join. I don't think there's many people that didn't join. Most people did, but she gave the option. So if it's not for you, our main chat isn't blowing up with this 2 week group. Maybe you want to get in on the next group. So it's a lot of like chats where it's like, we're going to have this chat for the, 30 days of wellness and it's going to disappear. We're going to have this chat for the cleanse. So that's the next one I'm going to start. I'm going to create a chat, 7-day cleanse. As you guys are enrolling people, just dump them in there. The cleanse group is not going to be like a scheduled, somebody's going in there every day and posting. We're just doing it together. We're sharing about it. We're going to make sure we're present in there. We'll all be doing it together with all of our people. Okay. So very informal, right? 7 days. It does not have to be presidential, right? Um, so then we'll get rid of that chat. And then in another 3 or 4 months, whatever you said the recommendation was, like we'll do it again. We'll have another 7 day chat. We'll do a cheer up and chill out group. We'll run it for 2 weeks, then it will be gone. Then if you want to get on the next one, you can join that one. So I think I like the idea. I understand it. So it's not overwhelming the main chat. It's like if you want to be in it, enter it here. How do you guys feel about that? This is all very different for us, right? Good? Feel good about it? Okay, it's a lot of changes. I'm sweating over here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The one thing that I guess this is honestly awesome. I think I'm more overwhelmed because I really, um, like I love doing the body invites too. And I'm having like a really big struggle every day, like between like, how do I invite to that? And then also invite to this and then
Yeah.
not invite to that? Do I invite to that? Do I mix it up and invite half these people to the movement group, half these people to this group? And that's where I'm like, how are you guys doing that? Because it's
So,
overwhelming. That's where I'm really overwhelmed.
and I'll let other people kind of speak on how they're doing it for how I'm doing it. So that how you're feeling right now is how I felt on the cruise. And I was an emotional wreck,
Okay.
feeling torn between the two. So I made the decision for myself that like I'm keeping the main thing right now, and I'm focusing on Shackley because not that I'm not working out or sharing my workouts. I am doing that. I'm being proof of the product, talking about the program that I'm doing. But for right now, like the company is going through a monster transition. It's happening Friday. So once that happens, it's going to take some time for us to land on our feet to figure out what are the platforms, how do we want to do this, learning a new back office. So the next time that I'm inviting for a body is going to be in December when I'm launching Belvital. Or I'll be talking about it in November, probably inviting to it. And
That's kind of what I've been doing. I've just been more in my stories, like the
yeah.
move I'm doing is this. If you want in, it's this much. Slide the bar. Like I haven't been like inviting to that. I've been inviting to the Shackley stuff because honestly, that's been more exciting to me. I
Yeah.
just don't want to not do the body thing either because as a trainer, like a lot of people have had a lot of interest and I love the programs and I'm like, I don't want to just
So,
be a
yeah.
customer.
So keep in mind that you are a trainer and you are in the gym. So a lot of your like you're a checklist girly. So you're very type A. And so like if you're not sending invites, you feel like you're missing something. But remember, your invites can be in-person conversations.
Yeah.
It can just be sharing with your people who come in and sharing your journey on, social media that you're doing the workouts and making it clear that people can join you. And once the dust has settled and we can kind of see it clearly, like what's happening, I think then we can kind of get back into inviting. But I completely feel that struggle. And
No,
it
that makes
is.
me feel a lot better. That's a good idea.
And I think I just had to make a decision about that. And maybe he wants to kind of share what she's doing, but like I could not handle trying to do both. And so I made the
That's where I'm
decision.
at. I'm like, I need to be
Yeah.
told it's okay to do this. Then that's good.
Yes.
That's
So like
what
I'm
you guys
focusing
are
on
doing because that's what
Shackley.
I've been doing. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to like piggyback off of kind of what Cassie did say, since you know you best, like do what feels right. But if it is bringing you, like, this is the way I'm approaching everything with this transition right now, because just like Cassie, I had a very, very well established business. Like, I had routines every day. I was inviting like 50 people a day. I had a routine going for my business habits, things like that. I'm like kind of letting myself have grace right now. And I like shouldn't admit this, but I'm admitting it to you guys. I haven't even sent a Shackley invite. I haven't sent a Shackley invite. I haven't sent a body invite in 3.5 weeks. And I am just sharing so fucking openly in my stories. I'm going live. I'm making applicable reels that people can like come in, see my story. Other partners are watching me, other people in different companies are watching me. Like I'm sharing me. And I think that if you guys just continue to share you, that's going to be your best invite for anything that you're doing. I really do believe that because I'm helping people with both still. Like I'm helping sign people up. They're coming to me because I'm sharing my workouts. I am signing people up with SHAKLEE because I'm sharing what I'm using and I'm being honest about it. I am doing that part of the business still. Like that part isn't going away. I'm just not sitting down and intentionally inviting to anything.
Just genuine
I'm
conversation.
having genuine conversations with people interacting in my stories. And I'm also like switching things up and trying to like take a more personal approach to this because at the end of the day, people don't want a body billboard. People don't want a SHAKLEE billboard. They want to know who you are. And I think that actually applies to every business. And I've actually done multiple of Melanie's business mentorship programs like that she does for all companies. And the main component that I know she'll probably end up teaching a lot to her downline moving forward, not just the tactical specific SHAKLEE stuff, is like if people don't know you, like you, and trust you, they're not going to join you with anything that you're doing. If they don't know your story, they're not going to trust you. If they don't know why something matters to you, they won't give a shit. Like, and when you sit down and think about it, it makes sense,
Like
right?
they're joining
So,
you for you, not for the company.
yes.
Like,
So,
for example, like if my lash lady went somewhere else, I would follow her
yes.
because of her, not because of the company. That's probably a bad example, but that's my best example.
But it's true. Like, think about something that like you're really good about talking about or something that actually is of significance to you. And I think that is how you can like, if you want to do a power hour, go connect with people on Instagram and Facebook that have that thing in common with you and just like connect with them, love bomb the shit out of their posts, go friend more people at that gym that I'm assuming you work at a gym. I like so like go friend request more people that you work out with. You know what I mean? Like go do things like that if that is what makes you feel productive. Because right now, I think it feels hard to just say one thing. You know what I mean? Because as somebody with thousands of customers that are going away in a month, like I have a hard complex with inviting people when body's taking them away from me in a month. So I would rather make sure I have a really strong connection with the people that I talk to the most so that when I have my affiliate link, when they transition everything and when I'm able to sign up as an affiliate on Friday, they're going to go buy through my link because they've talked to me and they trust me and they know me. Does that make sense? Okay.
The other thing too, you guys, is and heat, this doesn't apply to you because I know you have your own thing, your own team, but for the bod group, like if you guys do share in your stories that like that affiliates, other affiliates can join into our bod group because I think there's a lot of body partners out there who don't have a home, they don't have an upline, they don't know what to do. And I'm making the affiliates pay $20 to enter our group. Like they would still have to pay that to get in for basically for me to run the group with them, but I would just split that with you. Like if you're bringing them in. You know what I mean? So like let's say you have like 5 friends who are affiliates that aren't with their body partner anymore, like I'll still be running the group, so they'll still have to pay, but I'll just give you half the cut for bringing them in, and then they can dump all their customers into. So that's another way that like you can talk about inviting to body too. People are in a transition. They don't want to leave body. Like some people are too scared to, step out and do something new right now, and that's okay. So just another thing you can invite to is just, our bod group. Very simple. You're familiar with it, you know it, you like it. But just know after this month it is gonna be disappearing. So we'll be learning a new platform. So more change. That's why until I even know what that looks like, my focus is just Shackley. And honestly, I'm just having way more fun talking about it than I am body right now. One feels fun, the other feels like a chore. And so right now, my outside of Belle Vitale, which I still have conflicted feelings about, um, I'm really only being a coach of self. I'm doing my workouts. I'm taking supplements that feel good for me, and I'm going to share the journey. I'm like back to basics at the very foundational level. And so I'm not going to probably sit down and do invites to 21 Day Fix, but I'll share that I'm doing it. I'm dumping into Shackley because that's where I feel the happiest. And everybody should do what makes them feel the happiest. Okay? Okay. I think that's everything unless anyone else has any other questions or thoughts or anything they want to say. Okay. So, remember you guys, tomorrow night is the big team call that Melanie puts on that you can come to, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I know you guys ran to get on that call because I didn't know about it. And then we are all like, oh shit, what is this? So mark that on your calendars. I'm going to continue to run these Tuesday night team calls to just share like what I'm learning, things that are happening in my upline team, and really just as a collaborative effort to keep us all on the same page and keep the ideas flowing and make sure that we don't lose this team right here because this is the team that I care the most about. So, okay, let me stop the recording. Whoopsies, hold on.